this time, will the Committee of the Whole please come to order? It is now time for the committee to consider today's consent agenda, which consists only of the March 2021 meeting minutes. Is there any objection to the approval of the minutes? Okay, hearing or seeing none, the minutes are approved. The committee has 3 action items on today's discussion agenda, recognizing 3 of our esteemed colleagues. We will begin with the first action item for the conferral of commendation on Karen Nakai on the occasion of her retirement. Karen, I can name very few people who have demonstrated such a commitment and left such an indelible mark on California's public education system, benefiting generations of students from preschool to higher education. And you have done so with grace, professionalism, skill, and heart. Please count me among your fans who will greatly miss your presence. We wish you all the best. Chancellor Castro would now like to say a few words. Chancellor.
Thank you, Chair Kimball. Karen Nakai's distinguished career in education has touched countless students and their families from pre-K through doctoral programs. As a teacher, principal, professor, mentor, and as an administrator, Karen's work has been guided and informed by her keen intellect, her unwavering commitment to student success, her compassionate heart, the highest ethical standards, and a sense of humor that we will all miss. The CSU has benefited from these qualities for 22 years. Karen has held numerous leadership positions at Cal State Long Beach, where she also served as chief of staff for 3 campus presidents. Since 2019, she has served in that capacity at the Chancellor's office, first for Chancellor Emeritus White, and then for me, leading executive searches at the highest levels, providing guidance for her chief of staff colleagues across the system, and adeptly supporting Tim and me in countless ways. I want to especially thank Karen, and I'm confident I speak for Chancellor Emeritus White here, for delaying her well-earned retirement to support us both through the transition between our administrations. That well-earned retirement has finally arrived. Karen, I wish you the very best in all that's next. I know that your family, including the 4-legged family members, Charlie and Baki, will enjoy spending additional time with you, and that some long-delayed travel is in your future. Please stay in touch, Karen, and please accept my deep appreciation and heartfelt gratitude for your dedicated service to the CSU and to California students. Thank you.
Beautifully said, Chancellor Castro, and thank you. We will take action first and then invite Karen to offer some final remarks. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Oh, great. Before Ms. Kiss takes the roll call, if there are any trustees who would like to offer some brief remarks, I welcome them at this time. Chris?
Yes, thank you, Chair Campbell. Karen, I can't thank you enough for all the support that you gave me as a superintendent of Long Beach Unified. Because of your support, thousands and thousands of underrepresented youngsters are receiving their 4-year degrees. You helped us close equity gaps, and your impact will last for generations to come. So on behalf of the entire Long Beach community, thank you so much.
Wenda?
Well, dear Karen, what an amazing and impactful legacy you leave with the generations of students and their families, along with the teachers, faculty, staff, administrators, leaders, and communities you have helped, supported, and shaped. On a personal level, it's been a true pleasure to have worked with you. I hope that in your retirement, you enjoy time with your family and grandchildren, and on your spectacular quilts. Your lovely quilts perfectly reflect you, Karen. Your skill, attention to detail, diligence, commitment, care, and beauty. I wish you all the very best, Karen, and thank you so much for everything.
Thank you for those lovely remarks. I have a motion and a second. Ms. Kiss, please take a roll call vote.
My pleasure. Trustee Abrego.
Yes.
Trustee Adamson.
Absolutely, yes.
Trustee Arambula.
Yes.
Trustee Carney.
Yes, with thanks and gratitude.
Chancellor Castro.
Yes.
Trustee Clark.
Yes.
Trustee Day.
Day, aye. Thank you, Karen.
Trustee Fagan.
Yes.
Trustee Farrar.
Yes, with appreciation, Karen.
Trustee Furstenberg.
Yes, and thank you. You are a magnificent human being.
Trustee Fong.
Absolutely, yes.
Trustee Kames.
Yes.
Chair Kimball.
Yes, yes, yes.
Lieutenant Governor Konalakis.
Yes.
Trustee McCrory.
Yes.
Governor Newsom. Trustee Ortiz Morfitt.
Yes.
Trustee Reines.
With gratitude, yes.
Speaker Rendon. Trustee Sebelius.
Yes.
Trustee Simon. Trustee Steinhauser.
Yes.
Trustee Taylor.
Yes, with deep appreciation.
Superintendent Thurmond. That motion is also unanimously approved, and congratulations, Karen.
Yes. Karen, I did not know about the quilts. You'll have to send me some photos. This action is unanimously approved. Congratulations, Karen. We invite you at this time to offer your comments.
Well, I would really like to thank Chancellor Castro, Chair Kimball, and the members of the Board of Trustees. I am honored and grateful for this beautiful commendation and for the remarks that you've made. It really has been my pleasure to serve our board, our presidents, faculty, student, staff, and administrators to support the mission of the CSU for the past 20 years. And during this time, I've experienced our commitment to providing the very best educational opportunities and experiences for each of the students that we serve. I have also observed how our graduates have not only transformed their lives, but the lives of their families, the regions they reside in, and the professions that they have chosen. I've also learned that throughout this process, our lives are transformed as well. My life has been enhanced and enriched because of my work and relationship with each of you. So please allow me to express my gratitude and appreciation for everything that you do. It has brought me great joy to share this work with you. Thank you.
Thanks again, Karen, for your many years of dedicated service. We wish you all the very best in your well-deserved retirement. Our next item is the conferral of the title of Trustee Emeritus on Silas Abrego. Si, it has been such a pleasure working with you on this board and witnessing your genuine, wholehearted, and unbreakable commitment to the students we serve. You've educated and inspired so many of us with your deep knowledge and insightful comments, and you continue to serve as a model of activism, selflessness, and success. Every best wish for your next chapter. Chancellor Castro would now like to say a few words.
Thank you, Chair Kimball. Si Abrego's passionate advocacy for students, especially students of color, first-generation students, and students from modest financial means, goes back well over 50 years, back to when he was a student leader at Cal State Long Beach in the late 60s, pushing for advances in educational equity, expansion of access to opportunity, and meaningful changes to ensure that college campuses were welcoming places where students from all backgrounds could thrive and flourish, both academically and personally. That same compassionate heart and unwavering dedication to equity and fundamental fairness have been evident throughout Si's long and impressive career in higher education, including 27 years at Cal State Fullerton, where he enhanced and expanded the campus's Equal Opportunity Program, a program that will forever hold a special place in my heart. And it was evident when I first worked with Cy about 2 decades ago as part of the Enlace initiative to build broad community-based coalitions to increase educational opportunities for Latino students. Cy, generations of students, past, present, and future, owe you an enormous debt of gratitude for your decades of skilled, dedicated, and heartfelt work. And the California State University does as well. Thank you, Cy, for your distinguished service to this board and to our university.
Thank you very much, Chancellor Castro. We will again take action first and then invite Cy to offer his final comments. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Okay, please unmute your audio. Before Ms. Kiss takes the roll call, if there are any trustees who would like to offer some brief remarks, I welcome them at this time. I see Romy's hand up and then Chris.
Hermano, que te vayas bien.
Yes.
Chris?
Yes, Trustee Abrego, I can't thank you enough for being so warm and welcoming to me when I joined the trustee 3 years ago. You've been such a great role model from the first time I served on the search committee for Fullerton. And as the chancellor said, your impact will have positive impact for generations to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Doug?
Cy, all of us will miss you, but I think I especially will miss you because you and I have often worked together. We've had ups and downs and sometimes just plain mysteries about what happened, but it always was driving with one thing in mind, and that is the benefit of the students and what's best for the students. And for that, I think we all greatly appreciate everything you've done. And believe me, I wish you were not leaving. It's going to be a real hole to fill. So thank you for everything.
Thank you, Doc. Appreciate it.
Mariana?
Ooh, this is a hard one. When I was first appointed to the board on my first meeting, I walked in with Juan, and at the time he was serving as your vice chair for government relations. And I remember him pointing across the room and he said, you see that guy over there? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, he has the biggest heart ever. And he's been my biggest support system. And since Juan has left and I kind of became quote unquote the senior student trustee, you've been nothing but kind, supportive, and someone I could pretty much call anytime to ask any questions to. So I just want to say thank you so much for always advocating, especially for EOP students. As an EOP student, just hearing you, sharing your experience and your thoughts and your support has just truly meant so much. It's really a great loss, but I am really excited for you, excited for what's ahead. And I just wanted to thank you for your service on this board and for your consistent just kindness and availability to help. Thank you.
Thank you, Marianne. Appreciate those kind words.
Lieutenant Governor Kounalakis?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would just also like to add my voice of recognition and appreciation to Trustee Abrego for his many years of service to the CSU and for his student-centered approach to dealing with everything that comes before this body. Silas, you will be missed, and congratulations on your emeritus status. And I look forward to continuing to talk to you about all of the issues that are so and have been so important to you in your service on this board.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor.
Trustee McGrory?
Cy, we're going to miss your passion, your honest communication, your integrity. It's been really fun to be able to work with you. And I think most of all, I'm going to miss your sense of humor at the Board of Trustees meetings.
Thank you, Jack.
Adam?
Cy, congratulations on a job well done. You're a phenomenal human being, a true and consummate professional, and very, very kind soul. As Mariana said, you've got the biggest heart I've ever seen. Looking forward to staying in touch with you, and hopefully one of these days we'll get out on the golf course. So congratulations, and it's been an honor to work with you.
Thank you, Adam. And I plan to get better now with more time to practice.
All right. Thank you to my colleagues for all of those remarks. Sai, you will absolutely be missed, but I know you're going to be traveling the world now that it's opening up and you're vaccinated. So enjoy your retirement really this time. All right. I have a motion and a second. Ms. Kiss, please take a roll call vote.
Thank you. Trustee Abrego.
Yes.
Trustee Adamson.
Yes.
Trustee Rambula.
Yes.
Trustee Carney.
Yes.
Chancellor Castro.
Yes.
Trustee Clark.
Yes.
Trustee Day.
Day, aye.
Trustee Fagan.
Yes.
Trustee Farrar.
Yes, and I'll miss you too, Sai.
Yeah.
Trustee Furstenberg.
For sure.
Trustee Fong.
Yes, and I'll miss you too, Sai. Thank you for everything.
Trustee Kames.
Absolutely, yes.
Chair Kimball.
Yes.
Lieutenant Governor Kounalakis.
Aye.
Trustee McCrory.
Yes.
Trustee Ortiz-Morfitt.
Yes.
Trustee Reyes.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Trustee Sebelius.
Claro que sí.
Gracias.
Trustee Steinhauser.
Yes, with great admiration.
Trustee Taylor.
Yes, on the condition that Sai gives me a rematch on the golf course.
So noted. Felicidades, Trustee Abrego. The motion passes.
Sai, will you provide us with some brief comments?
First of all, thank you, Madam Chair, and Chancellor Castro for those kind and generous words. Serving on the CSU Board of Trustees has certainly been a privilege and an honor. A special thank you to the California Latino Legislative Caucus for their nomination, and a thank you to Governor Brown for this appointment. I am honored to be an alum from the CSU and grateful they took a chance on me. No way this local boy from Pomona would have ended his career as a trustee without the education and student leadership experience I received at Cal State Long Beach. I attended college when only a few students of color were enrolled. Today, I proudly say that California State University is a minority serving institution. A big thank you to my colleagues on the Board of Trustees. I respect the expertise and passion you bring to the board. I know there is a better tomorrow as you continue the work to close the education equity gap and increase diversity among the CSU faculty ranks. Also, many thanks to the hundreds of voices I heard during the public comment session. I appreciated your courage to voice your concerns on important matters before the board. And to the campus presidents, a big thank you. You're all the best. Finally, Dr. Castro, it gives me much pride to have the first chancellor of Mexican descent lead the California State University. Your appointment represents the dreams and aspirations of hundreds of young people who for too long have been underserved and wish to transform their lives through education. Your story is inspiring to hundreds of these students. Serving on the Board of Trustees has been most rewarding for me. Thank you all and best wishes.
That was very moving, Sai. Gracias por todo. I know I speak on behalf of my board colleagues when I say that we are profoundly grateful for your contributions to the CSU system. You will be greatly missed.
Thank you.
Our final item today is the conferral of the title of Trustee Emeritus on Peter Taylor. Peter, you have brought to our team not only wisdom and wit, but also the professional skill, passion, and drive to carefully direct the CSU's finite resources towards the greatest good. Thank you for your extraordinary service. I will now turn the mic over to Chancellor Castro.
Thank you, Chair Kimball. Well, my first experience with Peter was at the University of California when he served as Chief Financial Officer, and we worked together on a team that was tasked with making a significant change to student health insurance. And I remember struck by two things. Peter's commitment to student success and well-being, and his extraordinary skill at distilling complex issues to their essence while always moving forward toward an effective consensus-based solution. I've observed these same qualities in Peter over the past 6 years, initially from the second row in the Dumke as a campus president and now as chancellor. In our deliberations, his comments are consistently insightful, thoughtful, firm yet respectful, and always helpful in advancing the discussion or debate. The board and the university more broadly have benefited enormously from Peter's unmatched fiscal expertise and his adept and bold leadership on matters of educational policy have been invaluable. His work to help develop system-wide student success measures as part of the 2016 Graduation Initiative 2025 Advisory Committee has benefited many thousands of Cal State students, and it will continue to for many, many years to come. Peter, please accept my heartfelt gratitude and appreciation for your remarkable service to this board and our university. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. We will now again take action first and then invite Peter to offer his remarks. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Before Ms. Kiss takes the roll call vote, if there are any trustees who would like to offer some brief remarks, I welcome them at this time. Chris?
Yes, Trustee Taylor, you too were so warm and welcome to me when I joined the board. And on my first meeting, I must have had a day's look because we were in an audit discussion, which lasted about 2 hours. And you turned to me and said, "They're not all like this. Please don't leave." I'm so thankful that you said that because I don't know, at first I thought, what am I getting myself into? You truly are an equity warrior, and I want to model myself after you. And I hope one day to have half the knowledge you do around finance. Thank you so much for what you've done.
Romy.
Hey, Peter, I will miss you. I really appreciate people who disagree with me. They challenge my convictions and they make me think. So I hope we stay in touch, okay?
Jack McGrory.
Peter, I just want to say, as your successor on the Finance Committee and the Investment Advisory Committee, I can't tell you how much I appreciate all the hard work that you have put into the CSU. And you've made some incredibly innovative changes and advanced the ball in terms of our finances. And I just can't tell you how much I appreciate all the hard work and the incredible knowledge you have in the education world. So good luck with your career after this, and we'll miss you.
Adam?
Peter, I too would like to echo the previous speakers and especially the Chancellor. Your impactful and insightful comments and research and knowledge, especially of finance, is second to none. Despite the fact that you've come from the other system, you've made CSU proud and helped make CSU what it is. And much like Cy, I too hope that we can have that golf date soon. I look forward to learning more from your swing too. Congratulations and all the best to you and your family.
Lieutenant Governor.
Well, Peter, you were a welcome, friendly face when I joined the board of the CSU in my capacity as Lieutenant Governor, since we've known each other for so many years. But what has really stood out is I think that if you go back and count the number of hours of work that you have put in to your service on this board, it has to be one of the highest of any trustee ever. And the work that you did and the energy and effort and expertise that you brought is what allows for this extraordinary institution of public higher education to function as an independent institution, because we have Californians like you, Peter, who are willing to treat it almost like a part-time job. I'm sure for you, it probably felt like a full-time job at many points over the years of your service. So I just want to thank you for bringing that level of commitment and dedication, along with your tremendous skills, to your service on this board. And your trustee, your emeritus status is truly deserved. But I just want to say that Californians should be grateful for what you have brought to your service. And I know certainly that I am very grateful to you for what you have brought to your service on this board. Thank you.
I think definitely full-time, right, Peter? Not part-time. All right. Trustee Fagan.
Well, I can't believe how these years have gone by. Peter and I had a really interesting phone conversation before he accepted his appointment, and maybe half hour or so. And I came away from that conversation being so impressed, and I thought, not only should he be appointed, but I certainly hope he accepts the appointment, because the wealth of knowledge and experience and commitment and passion were all there, and Peter's never disappointed. At times, especially on the passion part, which we all actually, I personally applaud, and all the expertise and contributions to the whole experience, and that unwavering commitment to the students, and at the same time to the financial basis of the CSU. It's been not only so impressive, but just like Cy, I wish you both were not leaving and continuing on the board. But life moves on, and we wish you the best.
Cy.
This morning when I got up, I was recalling my time on the board, and I remember Peter and I being interviewed by Governor Brown at some hotel. I even forgot the name of it, at Newport Beach. It was supposed to be a 15-minute interview. Ended up, I think, closely to an hour. Peter, it truly has been an honor serving alongside you. And truth be told, you're a heck of a golfer. Thank you.
Larry?
Well, first, Peter, I just want to say that you have shown incredible expertise and insight. I think it's basically unparalleled by all of us. I can't imagine, frankly, this board without you and without Cy on it. As a newer member of the board, being able to sit and watch both of you has been an incredible experience for me. I think your understanding and your application of the concept and practices of governance is unparalleled. And I just want to thank you. I remember the first meeting that Juan and I attended as the new appointees, and Peter took the time to ask us to join him for dinner. And I'm not sure if he was trying to persuade us on an issue, but he certainly spent the time to make us feel comfortable, to offer his services to us and his understanding if we had questions. And Peter, for that, I am so internally grateful for that time that we spent together. And by the way, members of the board, he picked up the dinner bill as well. So I think That was important. But Peter, thank you. On behalf of my 4 million alumni, you've made our degrees more valuable and frankly, our system better. Thank you.
Mariana.
Ooh, Peter, I'm not even sure where to start. I think I would say that for the past, 2 years, there's nothing I regret more than not getting the chance to spend more time with you on the board. This pandemic has pretty much stole that opportunity, but I just want to say that we've been so lucky to have you. And I hope that as we continue, I hope that we could still call you and we could still ask you questions because you're just incredibly knowledgeable. For all the jokes you've made, for all the times you've made, some really tough discussions, just a little bit easier. I just want to say thank you. And, on behalf of 480,000 students, I just want to say that you've touched so many of our lives in so many different ways. It's really beyond measurable. So thank you so much.
Thank you for all your comments. And I always think this is one of the saddest days of our jobs when trustees leave, because we really have become like family after how many years? 7 years, Peter. And especially going through this awful last year and having to, pivot to do our meetings on Zoom. So I will really miss you, Peter. Thank you for your service. All right, I have a motion and a second. Ms. Kiss, please take a roll call vote.
Trustee Abrego. And please, Trustee.
Sorry. Yes, with appreciation.
Thank you. Trustee Adamson.
Yes, with great gratitude.
Trustee Remula.
Yes.
Trustee Carney.
Thank you, Peter. Yes.
Chancellor Castro.
Yes.
Trustee Clark.
Yes.
Trustee Day.
Day, aye. Yes. Thank you, Peter.
Trustee Fagan.
Yes.
Trustee Farrar.
Yes, and thank you, Peter, and we miss you very much.
Trustee Furstenberg.
Peter, it was an honor to sit next to you. Thank you for everything you taught me.
Trustee Fong.
Absolutely, yes. And thank you for everything, Peter.
Trustee Keynes.
Yes.
Chair Kimbell.
Yes.
Lieutenant Governor Quinolakis.
Aye.
Trustee McCrory.
Yes.
Trustee Ortiz-Morfett.
Yes.
Trustee Reyes.
Thank you for all that you've done. Yes.
Trustee Sebelius.
Yes, of course.
Trustee Steinhauser.
Yes, with great admiration.
Trustee Taylor.
Sure.
Well, congratulations and thank you, Peter, as well for all of your service. The motion passes.
Thank you very much. Deeply appreciated.
The action is unanimously approved. Congratulations, Peter. We invite you now to offer your comments.
Well, I very much appreciate it. The comments are just overwhelming. And I will tell you, I feel a little melancholy right now after 40 years of involvement in California higher education, to be severing my involvement in this space now and returning to my personal, private, and philanthropic activities makes me a little sad. I've had the privilege to serve California higher education as a scholarship volunteer, a donor, a chair of fundraising campaigns, an alumni student mentor, a staff person as CFO for the UC system, an alumni member on the UC Board of Regents, and of course, the highlight for me, the culmination of my experience as a trustee on the CSU. So in other words, I've spent a lot of time worrying about and being responsible for and stressing over something pertaining to higher education for a long time. And now that I won't have that role, it feels a little bit odd. But I will say the past few years have been most appreciative for the leadership opportunities that you, my colleagues on this board, have afforded me, including chairing the Finance Committee and the Educational Policy Committee, serving as the first chair of the Investment Subcommittee, as well as chairing 2 presidential searches. As you've heard me say many times, I refer to myself as a recovering research university snob, because for the longest time, I thought if everybody was like the University of California, the world would be a better place. And it took my service with the CSU to see that teaching universities are the backbone that sustains the ability of this state to deliver on the promise of higher education. And in my current role as president of the ECMC Foundation, I've been able to direct a few $1 million to address basic needs of CSU students, fund important initiatives around transfer pathways, and focus on programs to improve retention rates for young men of color at some of our campuses. And it's become super clear to me that the CSU is a system full of people with a lot of creativity and a lot of goodwill. But, you know, there are some storm clouds on the horizon, right? That make it clear the system will need that creativity going forward. You know, volatile funding from the state, way up in good times like now, way down in bad, or deferred maintenance, demographics with declining enrollment and changing nature of learners, the way the economy is changing, the expanded use of prior learning assessments, competency-based education, and competition. And not so much from the nefarious, you know, for-profit bad actors, but highly credible national institutions who've developed new models for delivering the BA, Arizona State, Western Governors, SNHU, not to mention the Googles of the world offering 9-month certificates with guaranteed jobs. So we need to constantly think about our value proposition for students and their families. I know that sounds a little maybe pessimistic. So let me close with one of those stories that leaves me optimistic about the future for CSU and for this state. You know, as many of you remember, I was perhaps the most vocal proponent of the tuition increase that this board approved in 2016, the only tuition increase I think we've had in the last 10 years or so. It was a difficult, emotionally charged debate. If you remember, it only passed, I think 13-8. But after the vote, I reached out to CSSA and asked if they would help me set up some conversations with student leaders on some of our campuses. And I went to 13 campuses to meet with student leaders. And the conversations were spirited, at times tense, but respectful. And why I did it, because I believe then, and I believe now, that it needed to be clear to students that we cannot be an excellent university system on the cheap, nor can we be a good university system on the cheap, but we sure as hell can be a mediocre university system on the cheap. I, for one, want nothing to do with mediocre. Current and future students deserve better. So I very much appreciated the conversations with student leaders, and I will say that I was a bit shocked, surprised, and incredibly deeply appreciative when in 2018, the CSSA gave me their Trustee of the Year award in spite of my tuition stance. And I'd like to think that it was evidence that students understand that we can disagree on tactics and individual policy positions, but share a deep-seated commitment to the success of the CSU. If students can take that and demonstrate for us, they can have those conversations. And when they get into leadership positions, frankly, I think this state's going to be a lot better off than it is today. And so while I'll not be part of the CSU in the future, I will continue to espouse my belief that the future of this state is directly connected to the success of the CSU. If the CSU thrives, then California will thrive. But if the CSU slips into mediocrity, then long-term the state of California will struggle. So in closing, I would implore all of you, staff, faculty, administrators, students, alumni, donors, trustees, to always fight to protect the quality of this system for the sake of future generations of students yet to enroll. Thank you, Madam Chair, for the opportunity to make these remarks, and thanks to all of you for being my colleague for the last 6 years. It's been just a great experience. Thank you.
And thank you, Peter, for always keeping it real. It's one of the things I really admire about you. We will miss you. And on that very high note, that concludes the business of the Committee of the Whole.